What does a nutritionist and budget food blogger eat on a long travel day? I'm going to show you. Hi, I'm Caitlin, and today I'm going to share what I eat in a travel day from one of our recent trips. As many of you know, my husband Zach and I are leading a bit of a nomadic lifestyle in Europe right now as we make our way to a big move to Estonia. And one of the perks of this is that we actually get the chance to travel. We recently took a big 3-week trip to Copenhagen, Denmark for a wedding, Grindelwald, Switzerland for a family vacation, and Paris, France for a weekend. As a nutritionist who is perpetually on a budget, I thought it would be fun to show you how we often eat on a travel day. And before we get started, I'd love for you to just hit that subscribe button below. Now, this is just an example of our most recent travel day, so it varies depending on what we have on hand and what the travel day looks like. So this is just a snapshot in time, but it might provide a little bit of inspiration for you. And as always with these what I eat in a day or other voyeur type videos and vlogs, this is not a prescription. This is not a recommendation. I'm not saying you should do this. Everyone has to do what's best for them, and sometimes that's just buying food at the airport, which we also do. But this is one of the ways that we can get food that we actually enjoy eating while saving money on a travel day. For this travel day, we were leaving our house at 8:30 in the morning, so I prepped everything pretty much the night before. We had eggs left, so I boiled them to have hard-boiled eggs in the morning. I like the Serious Eats method of cooking hard-boiled eggs, and I'll link to that in the description box below. I do like to peel my eggs ahead of time so that they're ready to go in the morning, so we just stored these in the fridge. We had about 2 servings of granola left over, so I just purchased a small container of yogurt so that we could have that with our granola. This one is actually, I think, 0% fat, which I do not usually buy. However, this is what they had in the smaller serving, and I didn't want to waste any food. I always like to stir chia and hemp into the yogurt for extra protein and nutrition, and then I added the granola and topped it off with whatever blueberries and strawberries we had left over. And I added salt, pepper, and a little sriracha to my hard-boiled eggs. That was our breakfast before we took a taxi to the airport. Once we arrive at the airport and make it through security and make sure our gate exists, the first order of business is usually making sure that we fill our water. If you fly on budget airlines like we often do, they charge you for water on the plane, so we bring our water bottles and try to fill them up at the airport. And then from there, because someone makes us get to the airport very early, we had plenty of time to kill, so we sat down at an airport restaurant and had some coffee and tea.
Do you think this is how all the YouTubers do it?
For lunch on this day, I decided to do a bean salad with some of our fridge leftovers. I drained and rinsed a can of white beans and then made a quick balsamic dressing with balsamic, olive oil, and about half a clove of garlic. Any more raw garlic than this would probably be way too potent for an airplane. We had 3 tomatoes left, so I chopped those up, and I also diced up the cucumber we had left, which was a little over half a cucumber. We got our knife sharpened, so here is the inaugural appearance on the channel. We also had a yellow bell pepper, so I decided to mince half of this to go in the salad. I pulled some basil off of our basil plant, which did not survive the 3 weeks. RIP. I had recorded the bacon avocado salad video the week that we left, so we had a little bacon left over, so I cooked that and added that to this salad. Mix it all together and voila! We have these really lightweight takeout containers. These are not perfectly leak-proof though, so I did drain out a little bit of the dressing in the morning and I put them in a plastic grocery bag before storing them in my backpack. We had a couple of carrots left over, so I just sliced them into carrot sticks. And I used the other half of that yellow bell pepper and sliced those into strips as well for snacking. This is what the bean salad looked like when we finally got around to eating it on the airplane for lunch. We also had some pita bread that was actually really old and crumbly, so we kind of brought that on the side. And I also had a little bit of pesto, so I tossed that into mine. We also brought a few oranges that we had left over, and usually it's easier to peel these ahead of time, but I didn't want the juices to get everywhere, so I just packed them whole and peeled them on the airplane. That was a very satiating lunch, and I'm really glad that we had it. Once we arrived in Copenhagen, we hung out with our friends and their newborn baby and walked around the city a little bit. We ordered takeout while we were at their house, and we actually ordered from a place called Paleo. I got their open club wrap, which is a larger version of their wraps, so you kind of have to eat a lot of this salad portion before you can close the wrap and eat it like that. And some sweet potato fries. Zach got a burger. I can't remember which type he got, but it was pretty good. This was actually much better than it looked, but I don't think it was quite filling enough, because on our walk home from our friend's house, we were both feeling a little bit peckish and grabbed snacks from the grocery store on our way back to our Airbnb. I got chips and I had a handful of cashews as well, and I think Zach actually got a Snickers bar. And that's it. So I hope this gave you a little bit of inspiration for things that you might be able to bring on an airplane. A lot of people think that you can't take food through security, but you absolutely can. Thank you for indulging this desire to share a little bit of travel content with you all. I hope this was interesting. And our next travel day is going to be when we move to Estonia. Let me know in the comments below if you'd like to see more videos like this. Thanks so much. Take care. Also, we absolutely loved Copenhagen, so if you get the chance, I definitely recommend visiting that city.